So you told me about the top three things. What do you think ideally is your top three?
Top three. Money. Friends. Humor.
No family.
No family.
No love
If my
life.
family is
No.
watching this, family is first. Family is first.
Hello and welcome back. This is Blank Confidential season 2, and I think we're on second episode. So our panelists Anirudh and Kanav, and myself Shreya, the head of podcast. So today's topic, we are going to sort something that has not been told much before, but I had this idea out of a random because of the debates I have with my roommate. So is humor a good personality or just a defense mechanism? So before we go till there too deep, we'll start with what is humor? What do you guys think is humor?
You go first.
Yeah. Humor is like, when you've had a bad day, but then you go on a call with your friends, and then you all make jokes, and then you end the day feeling happy, right? You go to bed satisfied, happy with how the day went. Even though the start was bad, you joke around with your friends, makes you happy, and at the end of the day, the point of life is to be happy, right?
Yeah.
So humor is the pathway to happiness.
Pathway to happiness.
Right. And add to that, humor is simply just joy and amusement. But when we use jokes to use this, I think we're artificially evoking happiness. It is somewhat like artificial, but end of the day, you want happiness. So it is a defense mechanism. It is a personality trait, and I think it's more of a defense mechanism than a personality trait. But let's see how it goes.
Okay, we have a bias already
Yeah.
here. So, how important do you think humor is to a person?
I feel like humor should be like the top three things you want in life, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone is here just to be happy. Because if life doesn't have happiness, what is the point of living? And I feel like humor is a very, very big part of reaching happiness. And the happiest I am is when I'm with my friends joking around, or watching like a stand-up special from some comedian I like. When there are really jokes going around, yeah, so that's my opinion.
Yeah, humor. It doesn't really solve a problem, but it makes life worth a while. So it should be great, and I value humor a lot in my life.
So you told me about the top three things. What do you think ideally is your top three?
Top three. Money. Friends. Humor.
No family.
No family.
No love
If my
life.
family is
No.
watching this, family is first. Family is first.
Families.
But otherwise, no.
So okay, where do you consider you guys to be humorous people?
I think I am. I hope I am.
I hope I am. I hope I am. I can't judge for myself. What I'll say is everyone laughs around me. So I'll just say
I
that.
hope they don't laugh at you, bro. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, they're laughing with me.
Cool.
So you're either funny, like
I'm
you look
very
funny or
funny.
you're humor.
I'm very funny.
You're very funny. So is funny and humor the same thing?
I think funny is more of a hilarious thing, and humor is subtle. It can come in corporate worlds and just to release tension or something.
I think it all depends on your perspective. Like
Yeah.
something funny to one person may not be for the other.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
So I've come across this thing where we have different kinds of humor. So it's like some people are silly humor, so they make
Yeah.
silly jokes, simple as that. And some people like to laugh at their trauma. That is the defense mechanism part of it. So what do you think is a very attractive sort of a humor to have?
I think when you can make fun of yourself, that's a
Yeah.
very good quality. Like when you don't take yourself too seriously. Because people who do that are generally very stuck up.
Yeah.
And like they put up a shell. But if you can make fun of yourself, I feel you're like much more approachable.
Yeah, to
person.
have the humility to make fun of
Yeah.
yourself. I'll come back to that, but I think the best one to have is just observational and situational. Like you can just pick something and make just a joke about it. That's the most handy that comes in use. But for this one, I think there's a lot of deeper stuff that goes into it. People have a mask on their lives, which is hiding behind the humor, the laughter. There's a lot of pain behind that. And if you see comedians, most of them have something, some backstory which is related to this thing. I have a lot of examples. I'll maybe drop them in a couple of minutes. And yeah.
So you told me something. You both kind of contradicted your
Yeah.
statements. Even being on the same path, I say. You told me that humor is important because you kind of drop the bounds, and then you told me
Yeah.
that humor is a mask at the same time. So, what are your thoughts?
What I think, like, if it is a self-defense mechanism, is there anything wrong with that? Like, if it's ultimately like, helping you go through life as a happier person, is it really wrong to make it a coping mechanism?
Yeah, I get that. Even I use it sometimes and I don't mind it. I appreciate humor. But I think it's to a certain extent it's good. But after that, it just becomes that you're hiding your emotions behind it. So I don't really appreciate that. But yeah, humor is good actually.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Sometimes, humor can often come across as a bad personality or even as a careless personality. Your views on that, please?
I think that's mostly the timing and the people. If you're with your friends, you say something, people don't mind and it's cool. But if you're with the wrong people, like it's not the right time, it could go bad because these days people are very sensitive about everything and anything. So I think they would consider insensitivity very quickly and will not come off as a good
It
person.
also depends on how well you know some people.
Yeah.
People you've just met won't know that you're joking if you say something, right? If you say something out of pocket. But your friends, they know you, right? They've known you for a while. So they know that it's a joke and it's not serious. So it really depends on who you're joking with and what jokes you can make with certain people. Like different people you make different jokes with, right? Like this, you have one type of humor with these people, It's a different
It's a
spectrum,
different,
yeah.
It's more of a different personality within each group.
Not
All
personality,
different.
but it's just one version of your personality.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it's like a
Hmm.
two-faced thing or anything.
Okay. Yeah, makes more
Like
sense.
like even accents. If you talk to someone from where you're from, like I'm from Bangalore, so whenever I talk to someone from Bangalore, the macha comes out, the da comes out, all that, right? I wouldn't say I'm not. That's a different personality. I'm just saying that part of me gets brought out when there's other people like me.
So if you kind of tune into that personality from someone else, like
Yeah, yeah.
if you see a fellow Bangalorean, you're just going to go,
So, hey macha,
hey.
what's up? Let's put one scene.
So sometimes humor is used in a way where you can put someone else down, and I've always thought that humor can always be made on a situation or something where you don't have to hurt another person, you don't have to make another person feel bad about themselves, but it somehow happens to happen in the process. So, any ways to avoid
That really depends on how well you know the person. Like I insult my friends a lot, right? But they know for a fact I'm joking. Whereas if I said that to a completely new person, they don't know. They don't know me. They don't know if it's a joke. Even if it, in my perspective, it seems like a joke. From theirs, it's not so much, right? So it depends on if the person the joke is directed at is actually being heard.
It also comes in if you're punching down or punching up. If you're joking on someone who's way above you, it's cool. If I crack a joke on Ambani, nobody would mind because he's obviously doing way better than me. But if I joke on someone who's poor, people would for sure mind and consider that as again insensitive or something like that. So I think that comes into play as well.
So, keynote to the listeners: make jokes only on rich people, right? Or someone who's above
Yeah.
you right now.
Yeah, like me. I'm always above you.
You're always. Alright. So, coming down to our topic, I would say, how much does trauma or bad times affect your humor? Like how well does it give birth to humor?
I don't know. I've had a really easy life so far. I've never really had to deal with anything. So I have no trauma per se. But I just like making jokes. I feel like it just lifts the mood up for everyone, you know.
So you just inherited your humor.
Yeah.
So then you should give a shout out to your parents. You cannot
I
keep
mean,
them
I
not in the
guess-
top 3.
But also, it does come from what you faced.
Yeah, I think humor is a lot about playing with highs and lows, the misdirection. And if you face a lot of lows in your life, and you can play around with it and create some misdirection and something with that, because you have been through it, and it's your reality, you can do really good with it.
One of the times where humor being good personality was something that was really exchanged a lot of times, and I happen to believe it. Like, you hear something multiple times and you believe it. And then one day I came across this person. It was just an online this thing, and I saw it was a place where you exchange your information, and it's more of a LinkedIn sort of place. And I saw that this person did not name their university. It was a joke again. Their whole description was a joke. What they would like in their life is a joke, and everything. And that day, I was really impressed by that person and their humor, of course. But it also made me feel like that person is not in touch with their emotions. If you have to joke about everything, then you're probably using that as a defense mechanism to hide something.
No, I mean that's a really deep way of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
He might have just made a joke, like a joke profile, just for fun, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe there's no like underlying thing to it.
Like, yeah, we've come down to overthinking at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's either him overthinking or it's us
We've dug
overthinking.
too far into the
Yeah.
topic.
So, but that gave me an alternative perspective actually, and there are a lot of situations where even comedians you mentioned earlier, and when they speak about themselves, when they actually talk about their lives and their struggle, there is always some sort of depth they come from. They say their struggles and how it kind of shaped their personality. It is, the even people who have gotten bullied per se, they've had to deal with this through a humor way, and according to me, that is a very beautiful way to deal with it, rather than cry
Yeah.
yourself or go into depression. Just laugh about it. But laughing about it does not always mean that they are very cool with it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you can make jokes about something but still be hurt by it. And a lot of stand-up comedians, like trauma is inherently funny. If like no one wants to hear jokes about a guy who's just had a good life. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch make fun of someone, right? Or he's making jokes at his own expense about his trauma. So it's fine if I laugh at it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you make jokes about nothing, like bland dal, there's nothing there. You can't make jokes out of happiness.
Also,
There
it's,
has to be some sort of event in your life that you make jokes about, right?
The personal experience of trauma that led you here.
Okay. Not really, but I'll tell a funny story that where comedy kicked in as a defense mechanism for me. Back in 12th grade, we were the seniors, so yeah, we had to do something cool. So all of us would bring our phones, we would play games or something. So we just had a free period, and we were sitting in a class. It was completely empty, and we were like, yeah, let's do something. So me and my friend, we pull out our phone, and we start playing chess on it. Yeah. Okay. And a teacher passes by, and she just sees us, and she confiscates our phone because of course. And the first thing I told him was like, how big of nerds are we that we are playing chess on our phones in school, and we get caught playing that. So, and after that I had to run to the staff room, and it was a mess.
And
But
did you cry to ma'am saying, "Ma'am, we are nerds,
no,
you
I
see."
was literally just laughing over there in the staff room. They were like, yeah, I was playing chess. I'm sorry. All right, I'll get the board next time, please. And she took the phone for 2 days, and
Oh, she took it.
yeah, of course, bro. I could have been suspended or something.
For a phone.
Yeah, like it was serious, but yeah. I just
Which
used my
school did you go to?
laptop,
Which school did you go to?
like Colonel Central Academy.
Oh, military school.
Not really, but it was well disciplined. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. That's more strict than.
Like yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even in my school, if you got caught with a
Yeah.
phone, they would confiscate.
I went to Allen's. Everyone had their phones.
And you told me you had no hardships in life.
2 years of pain. And I don't remember anything from Allen. It was like 2 years that just completely wiped from my memory. I just don't remember it. I can't think of anything that happened.
How do you still love Bangalore with that 2 years of Allen?
I love Bangalore, but I don't remember Allen like at all.
So
It's
if you're
just
walking
gone.
in Bangalore,
Yeah.
you come across Allen, you're just going to be like,
It's like
I don't know you exist.
Yeah, it's like I left 10th, there was like some static and now I'm here. I don't know what happened for 2 years. It was a really long period, really bad period, but I don't remember any of it.
So you think that is what kind of influenced your humor? Were you this humorous in 10th grade?
I was a lot sadder in 11th grade. I've become a lot more social after coming here. I think Alan really like pushes you down. Like they don't let you like no one is there to talk. No one's there to have like fun.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, oh, J. It's a very closed box.
So you kind of had a need for life in general, and
Yeah.
you came here
Yeah.
and you saw the SP with so colorful lights.
Exactly.
And
I can't help. Everything is nice.
Let's be humorous today.
Yeah. That's why I really like Manipal. It's like you can do so much. We clearly don't agree.
No, I mean I get it, and my first experience of Manipal. One of the things I really had an idea of was that I'm not going to feel much grumpy, not going to be so clinging about sad things, and I think I wanted to sort of change my life ahead. So I came here and I'm like, I don't know if I was an extrovert or an introvert. I'm like, but we're going to speak to people, socialize. So yeah, and somewhere I think humor helps. One thing I figured out was I was in a girls' college 11th and 12th, and there was one thing I figured out. If you want to make a conversation with some random stranger, bully someone else.
Yeah.
Make jokes on someone
It should
else.
be a common enemy. So you guys can both
Yeah.
bond.
You can do trauma bonding.
Yeah.
That's what you do, yeah.
Exactly. And then, one of the conversations I used to just have as soon as I meet a person is, who's your teachers? Oh my god, that lady. And then if they're like, I know, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, fine,
just
friends
continue,
now.
yeah. That's how you make friends.
Biggest icebreaker.
I used to be a really shy child. So, and then humor really helped actually. Like, the more jokes I made, the more friends I had. So I kept making
You
jokes.
kept making jokes.
Eventually, I have friends now. But as a kid, I was really shy. About like 8th grade. Yeah, and then COVID happened right then
Mm.
for me.
How
9th
did-
grade was COVID for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
For
right.
all of
We were
them,
the
me
one
as well,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, but she's older.
I forgot.
I'm
Okay.
scared.
Right. For me, 10th had just started because, yeah, moving off topic. anyways. So when it comes to humor, this is the funny sort of one where it's nice and quirky and all. But what do you think about dark humor or the very subtle types of humor that most of the people don't understand? How do you, what do you guys think about it? Like dark humor.
I mean, it really depends on who you're with again, right? Like dark
No,
humor.
like not in the speaking sort of a way, more of a receiving side also. Your impressions on those kinds.
I think a lot of the times it's more of that you're not comfortable about the topic itself. It's not that you're making jokes on it. It's that you just don't want to talk about it in general. So you're just like, let's not joke on it as well. I think it's just a lot of the times you're making hard topics easier while you're joking on it. So if you look at it from that way, I think it should be fine. But again, it's uncomfortable, so people just say let's not
like
do it.
9/11 jokes. There's so many of them
Yeah.
made, right? I think it's
Right.
like it's like a big bad thing that's happened, and people are trying to make it easier to process, make light of it. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it can help.
Okay. That is again another perspective.
Mm.
But I've also come across these people who find it very insensitive, especially
Yeah,
when
yes.
lack of information.
Yeah.
You know, when
Some
you're speaking
people
to
just
someone.
blatantly will just
Yeah.
say something that's just weird, and then no, there's no joke. They just say
They
it. And they laugh, and then I'm like, oh, that's not.
That's bad humor.
Yeah.
That's a whole different kind.
That's a whole. This is just bad joke. Like they're trying so hard to be edgy,
Yeah.
that they just say blatantly weird stuff. So those people are not funny. But if you can make tasteful, dark humor jokes, but generally, people don't do it.
Like for an example, I think COVID-19 you
Hmm.
spoke about it, so it brings me to it. Like we like making jokes about that. Probably not now much, but yeah, we've had a lot of jokes on COVID and everything. But we don't really know people whom we meet like very close. Even our closest friends, we don't know much of them. And sometimes, without realizing, if I crack a joke on COVID, and I'm like, yeah, it's in the past, let's laugh about it. But the other person has gone through something really traumatic or lost someone they really loved. I think that could really be very harsh on
Yeah.
them. And that could make the other person look very insensitive about it. So, again, humor with lack of knowledge is bad.
Yeah, you should know what to joke about with rich people.
But a lot of the times, these people, like if you're doing jokes about deaf people or blind people, people don't do that often, and they feel left out because they think it's not normal to be blind. So we can also normalize things by talking about
Seriously,
them
we should
this
make
way.
fun of blind people.
Like it's not like let them have fun as well, right? Make them feel inclusive. So maybe why not? Like yeah, like if you had a blind friend, you would make jokes on them. So
I'm sure I would.
of course.
You're sure
So why not them as well? Yeah.
I mean, that's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah.
You can make them feel inclusive by making not jokes or
Like,
What I
not
learned-
on them,
what
but-
I've learned to take away from this is go harass blind people.
Blank on all
Yeah.
is not promoting that, guys.
We're promoting that.
Low-key. But so what are you doing tomorrow, Anirudh?
Me.
Harassing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna wake up, get ready, take a bath, go on the road and harass every blind guy I see. Then maybe some deaf people, other various types of
Be
disabilities.
like a whole
Yeah.
platter.
You gotta be inclusive.
Yeah.
Make everyone feel fit
Yeah.
in.
You gotta make them feel included.
What do you think about people with autism and all? Do you think we should make jokes on them? It's like blind people, you told yes.
Yeah.
Like, autism also.
A lot of us we don't even understand what autism is. Like people don't know it is. So how would you know that? Like you have to talk about it somehow, right? Again, comedy is it's another way to do it. I don't mind doing jokes on anything or anyone. Like I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Alright.
It doesn't have to be on them specifically, but you can just talk about the condition. Like it is bizarre that they can't see numbers and they see something else. It is bizarre. It can be done something really quickly, but yeah, just talk about it.
Let's harass them right now.
It's not harassment. Just it is bizarre. The thought is very good.
Let's call one of your autistic friends and be like,
Yeah.
bro,
What's up?
you can't talk, you can't see numbers, like,
Yeah.
duh.
Yeah. Point fingers at him. Like, can you read this? Can you read this? Let's try that.
Cool. I think we can see
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Since we've come to sort of a conclusion that humor is the defense mechanism, let's go on to, is it a good one?
Yeah. To be honest, like people have self-harming or something like that. In comparison to that, it is for sure a good coping mechanism or a defense mechanism. And yeah, you're evoking happiness artificially, anyways. So I don't mind humor as a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best way to go about things, but I think it's better of the worst stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always tell you to process your emotions, but they never tell you how. Like, I'm not a computer.
I mean, understandable, but what do you think is better than you if we're going on that scale?
I feel like if something bad happens to you, you should really feel it. Like, you should actually like really cry about it for a couple of days, and you can get it out of your system, and then you can make jokes. Because
So
if you
making jokes
Yeah.
is inevitable.
no, the jokes have to be made. It's just about when you make them. Because I feel like something bad happens to you, and you push it to the back of your mind. It's nagging at you. You never like actually like think. You never actually like get rid of it. Like your pain might be dulled because you're not thinking about it actively, right? But it'll always be there. Whereas if you just sit there and you cry for like a long time, and maybe you'll get rid of it. Then you can just move on with your life. You're done with that whole thing probably.
So after that, it's very jokeable factor.
I guess once you're over something, you can joke about it.
But I also think that somehow it is a very grey area sort of a process. It's
Yeah.
not something like, okay, today I'm sad about it and tomorrow I will get over
Because
it.
would you even get over it actually? Because even if you cry about it, you still have that memory with you.
I think in general, if you do like actually sit there and then feel what you're feeling, you will get over it instead of like ignoring it, trying to ignore it. Because if you do ignore it, it's always in the back of your head, like just like it's there. It never goes away. So
So that's what you've done with that.
yeah, that's what I've done with Alan.
You've cried about
Just,
it.
I cried every day. 2 years. 2 years of my life wiped because of Alan. Don't trust green, bro. It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, don't trust career institutes. They're lying. There's no career to be made.
Okay, so we cry about it and then make jokes about it. Like,
Yeah, why not?
deal with it.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
good to make something happy out of something that's terrible.
True.
Yeah.
And plus, it's entertaining your friends.
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
like, I asked this question to my roommate saying, do you think humor is a good coping mechanism? And she's just like, I mean, for others, yes. Like, I don't know for that person, but for others, they're just happy at least. Imagine having to deal with a person who's crying continuously for a
Yeah,
month.
I would
like,
not want to deal with that. I don't know how to deal with crying people. What do you say?
You don't know how to deal with
No,
that.
like if they're crying, what do I do?
You just
Like,
console
yeah.
them, just listen to them, help them process it.
Yeah,
That's,
but
that's
like,
And
what do
not
I
crack
do?
Yeah,
jokes on
yeah.
Like, hey, what's up? Like, don't cry. What do I say? So let's don't cry.
yeah.
How?
And you say that and then just
There's
stop
no-
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works like that.
I mean, I think jokes are good because I had this one 4th grade birthday party. So I invited everyone I knew, all my friends, right? And then I called, like, I used to go to badminton coaching, so I called them, called my school friends. I didn't have many school friends then, I was a shy kid, right? I called some of my friends. So then I told them 4 o'clock or whatever. And then I invited a couple of people. So then we got pizza, we got a cake and everything. So the party was at 4. 4:30, not a single person was there. So I'm like, what the hell? No one is here. So I was really sad. I was in what, 5th grade, 4th grade? So I was a child, right? And then I call these people. 6 of them don't pick up. No one picks up. And one guy cancels last minute. So I'm like, I was a child also, right? So I'm starting to like tear up. And then I call, and then one guy calls me back at 5:30. The birthday party was at 4. So he's like, oh bro, I slept. And then he just comes and we ate 3 large pizzas. as a kid, I was really like obese. So I used to just eat. And we ate 3 large pizzas. And it was a really sad day. But now I can make jokes about it. It's a funny joke now. See, you're laughing. He's laughing. He's trying to laugh.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So, you know, it's a good, now it's funny, right? But back then it was not funny. But now I look back, it's funny.
So humor at a later stage of
Yeah.
trauma.
I mean,
is nice.
everything you go through, you can joke about later. Like something you're going through right now that's bad. In 2 years, you're like, ah, that's stupid. It's funny.
I mean, if something bad building your personality, at least getting something good out of it. It's like
Yeah, I guess.
you would rather not go into depression and feel.
Yeah. Like, I'm not crying when I mention my 4th grade birthday.
Okay, so on that note, I have a fun game we can play, guys. So this is who said it? Psychiatrist or a comedian?
Yeah.
So the first one is comedy is a socially acceptable form of hostility and aggression. This is what comics do: stand the world upside down. Who
A
said it?
philosopher definitely said that because no comedian knows that much language. Like, no one can say those words, bro. Every comedian just drops out of college. They don't know these words. So the philosopher said that.
Psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist, okay.
Philosopher. What do you vote for?
I think it's a comedian. They say a lot about that. Like they're shitting and they're saying bad about themselves. And comedians do that a lot. So I think that's a comedian.
He's right.
I was right. I'm always
Okay,
right.
You're always right.
I'm
Let's
always
see.
right.
Okay, so second one.
Okay.
Humor is just another defense against the universe. Who said it?
Psychiatrist.
Yeah, I think so. This one, yeah.
Really nerdy.
Yeah, exactly.
You're both wrong.
There's nothing funny.
Comedian.
There's nothing funny about
No,
it.
you know what? That is comedian because it's like one sentence. There's nothing to
But
elaborate.
there's nothing funny
It's
about
very
it. It's just a
simple-minded.
statement.
I told you the answer and you changed your mind.
Okay, no. My answer, whatever I say is correct.
What were you saying?
Change my answer. Cut the clip. Put this clip in. I was right.
Through humor, you can soften some of the worst blows that life delivers.
No, that's a comedian. Deserves.
So,
Deserves.
life.
You're saying I deserve the 4th grade birthday party? After all I said.
You probably deserve the
What the
3
hell?
pizzas.
Yeah.
The pizzas were good though. I ate them all. It was enough for like 8 people, I just ate.
So
It was
this
fun.
a comedian said.
That was comedian.
What do you think?
I think so, yeah. It's a comedian.
Yeah, it was a comedian.
I'm
Called
always
Bill
right.
Cosby.
Bill
Oh,
Cosby.
Bill Cosby,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Okay, the fourth one. sometimes the funniest people are the saddest ones inside.
That's a comedian. I think a lot. That's a very common statement among comedians.
I feel like
That's
I've
it.
heard that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a comedian.
Whom,
Yeah.
whom do you think told that?
Some guy.
Exactly. It's very common.
I've
You're
heard
wrong.
Oh,
What?
who is it?
Psychiatrist.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Nah, it's still a
Oh
lot of
wait,
comedians have.
Sigmund Freud.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, Sigmund Freud.
And then, so you're right.
I'm
again.
right. I'm right again.
You're right again.
Always right.
Yeah.
Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. Damn.
That's really nerdy,
Yeah.
but also like
Yeah.
it's a really bad joke.
Exactly.
It's
It's not
not a
fun. It's nothing
joke.
funny about it. It's just a statement.
See, if it's a comedian, it's a really bad one.
Victor Borge, comedian.
Of
Comedian?
course, of course.
There's a comedian named
Uh.
Victor Bosch. That's a philosopher's name.
He's a Danish comedian, okay?
They're not funny. So.
Then
They're not known for being funny.
You might get beaten up tomorrow. I
Yeah,
don't
by Danish people. Yeah, there are some here, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. I saw some.
We'll make a reel out of this and make it
We
viral.
make-
And then you'll get
We
viral.
get abused by Danish people. Why not?
The function of humor is not only to entertain, but to bring insight into life's most difficult moments. Why do I feel like this is said by a comedian?
You
It
have the
means it's
answer.
said
That's
by
why
a
I have the
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
so
letting
you
you
It
know.
means it's said by a psychiatrist. Like, yeah.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah.
She
She said it.
Well, I'll agree with you, sure.
Yeah, it is said
Yeah,
by a
she said it.
psychiatrist.
She
But,
said it.
Always
Uh,
right.
but the only reason you know that is because I gave you
Yeah.
the hint. So I'm the right here.
Okay. You have the answer.
Yeah, of course.
Sarcasm is often the lowest form of wit, but the highest form of intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm going
comedian.
to use that one.
That's a
No.
comedian. He's glazing himself.
That's a psychiatrist.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That was a psychiatrist.
No.
I said that.
That means it's true, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you have sarcasm?
I guess.
Yeah.
You guess.
I've been saying I'm always right for this one. I guess.
That can be stupidity, you know. That does not have to be sarcasm.
Wait. I'm really smart.
People use humor to hide their pain from others and even from themselves.
That's very simple.
Why are they
That's the
so
comedian.
like emo?
Like the thing is, they become famous and then they start yapping about their life. So that, yeah. So
It's
that's
so
how it
emo.
works.
Where are the good quotes? That's a psychiatrist. Yeah, always right.
The secret source of humor itself is not joy but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. Exactly the point of the video. I mean, the whole podcast.
Yeah.
That's a psychiatrist. What is that?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, it
psychiatrist.
was
I
right.
really thought it was a comedian.
No comedian says that. Psychiatrists are always sad. Like they're always sad. They're never happy. Like
No, comedians are sad.
No, the more they learn about the human psyche,
Yeah.
they just get,
Just get
more and
more
more
sad,
depressed. Like all those philosophers, half of them try to kill themselves
True.
because they're just sad.
Philosophy is not
Okay,
the same
what-
as psychology.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. All
PP.
arts are Okay, bro. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. Oh, damn.
What are they playing?
Hour of stand-up
Just, yeah.
comedy.
If it's like
something.
Monopoly, then that's probably true. Because Monopoly gets you like, ugh. Monopoly is like rage-inducing, bro. Like, how dare you take rent from me? You're my sister. You can't take rent from me. Like,
I'm gonna take double the rent
Double.
because you troubled me.
and then sometimes they waive the rent for someone else. They're like, no, it's okay. And then they take it from you. That's
You get to know who your true
yeah. They
friends are.
really get to know me then.
But yeah, who said this? You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation.
Psychiatrist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always right.
always right. So 10 on 10.
10 on 10.
Sure.
Just like me, 10 on 10.
So with that we come to the conclusion of the video. So what do we take in? That is, humor is good. Humor is a good personality but also a defense mechanism. And it is a pretty good defense mechanism, not the best. So you have to laugh at your life you have to cry when you are going through something so that you can laugh about it later.
Yeah.
So express your feelings so that you can laugh about it tomorrow. And that's the end.
That's it.
Signing off. Bye.
Also harass blind people.
Yeah, that's a joke for
Also-
everyone.
Also just
Make
just
them
harass-
feel inclusive.
harass blind people. That's what you should take away. If you have to take away one thing, harass blind people and deaf people.
Perfect.
And if
Peace.
that gets edited out,
It's not.
not on me. I'm going to be like, Ma'am Anirudh.
No, they have to keep it in.